Good morning, I'm Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Government all geared up to increase active participation of departments, including the CIAA, on actions related to money laundering. Challenges up in management of waste in Everest Base Camp. Nepal Army deployed in campaign to clean up 40,000 kilos of waste collected so far from the region. 77 Palestinians killed in attacks by Israeli forces in various areas of Gaza in the past 24 hours. UN to blacklist the Israeli army. And Afghanistan pulls one of the biggest upsets in the T20 World Cup history, defeating New Zealand by 84 runs. Netherlands versus South Africa and Australia versus England later today. The government has formulated a strategy to increase the active participation of departments, including Commission for Investigation of Abuse of Authority, on actions related to money laundering. The government has prepared a five-year strategy to increase the scope of investigations and actions into complaints related to money laundering, which so far were being probed only by the Department of Money Laundering Investigation. Revising the act related to money laundering, investigations into wealth amassed in illegal manner now can be conducted, and actions can be taken even by the CIAA and Nepal police. The international community had been raising questions regarding Nepal's seriousness in investigations and actions on wealth amassed illegally and possible fundings for terrorism. Based on the strategy prepared by the government, the role of CIAA and Nepal police have been enhanced for identification of areas of risk and investigation scope. A total of 742 complaints were filed at the Department of Money Laundering investigation last year. However, considering the time required for conducting required investigations, the department does not have required human resource. Now, the involvement of Nepal police and the anti-graft body will expedite the investigations and filing of cases. Now, spring season of the expedition of the highest mountain of the world, Mount Everest, has ended. With the increase in number of mountaineers aiming to reach the top of the Mount Everest and tourists reaching the Everest Base Camp, pollution has also increased in the region. The number of tourists reaching the Everest region has been increasing every year, and it exceeds the capacity of mountaineers during the expedition season. In addition to the thick presence of mountaineers and tourists, managing waste has become another massive challenge. The government has been conducting mountain cleanup campaign, while Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee has also been assisting the cause. Under the mountain cleanup campaign, Nepal Army set up its unit at the Everest Base Camp to manage waste this year. Increase in human activities is the major reason for the rise in waste and pollution in the region. Initiatives have also been taken by the tourists and local levels to manage the waste by categorizing them. Through the Carry Me Back project, tourists have taken around 40,000 kilograms of waste from the Everest region with them. However, several challenges continue to exist along the route from Lukla to Everest Base Camp and in managing waste of Everest, which is not just a mountain but also a significant global heritage. It is the responsibility of everyone to ensure sanitation in the Everest region. Hence, it is imperative to increase the efficiency of sanitation campaigns in the region. Having promised the return of billions of rupees saved by the public ad cooperatives that is at risk because of wrongdoings of the operators, the government has begun preparations to form a powerful authority to address problems of the sector. Despite reaching 2 agreements with the victims of cooperatives and forming special parliamentary committee and task force as well, the government has not been able to return the savings of the depositors. While homework is in progress to scrap the Department of Cooperatives and the board to form an integrated authority, basis for the return of savings of the depositors has yet to be set. On the day of the first meeting of the Special Parliamentary Probe Committee, formed after the Minister for Home Affairs was alleged of involvement into fraud related to cooperatives, Premier Dahal claimed that the existing structures could not address the problems of the cooperative sector. Prime Minister Dahal said preparations were underway for formation of a powerful committee to address all problems of the sector. According to the Prime Minister, the bureaucratic mechanism, including ministers and secretaries, have also accepted the proposal. The existing Department of Cooperatives and Board are to be scrapped to form a new authority. Minister for Cooperatives Balaram Adhikari also informed about the ongoing homework for the formation of the same. There are more than 31,000 cooperatives across the country at the moment. Of them, more than 500 are not in a condition to return the savings. Such amount figures more than 35 billion rupees. Movement of the victims seeking justice has marked a year. However, the government, which had promised of returning the savings, does not even have required data. It is not that the government does not have any entity shouldering the responsibility of returning the savings of the depositors. With around 60,000 depositors demanding the return of their savings, the Cooperatives Management Committee has returned 40 million rupees of 764 depositors from 4 troubled cooperatives. This leaves billions of rupees of thousands of depositors still at risk. The government also has other departments for regulation and management of cooperatives. 753 local levels, ministries related to cooperatives at 7 provinces, a central department, ministry and committee exist at the moment. Despite the existence of these mechanisms, formation of an authority does not ensure the return of the savings of depositors. It is time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse, brought to you by Prabhu Bank, risen for your success. Global School of Science, an exclusive center of science. Uniglobe SS and College, Kamladi, Kathmandu. Global College of Management, Baneshwar, Kathmandu.
The question is, what's your take on the parliamentary committee formed to probe into cooperatives fraud case, calling for a meeting with the task force to seek for clarity in the terms of reference? Your options are A, unclear terms of reference, B, interpretation as per their own interest, and C, ill intention. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. CPNUML Chair KP Sharma Oli has passed another controversial comment, this time directed towards Kathmandu Mayor Balendra Shah. Speaking with the media in Chitwan's Bharatpur airport, Oli suggested Shah was a mere fly in response to questions by journalists regarding the Kathmandu Mayor's opinion on social media regarding Giribandhu tea state controversy.
मैसीको ढाडमा झिगा बस्यो कि त्यो के बस्यो त्यसले थाहा पनि पाएको हुँदैन झिगा धक्क बर्याउँछ 4 लाख हाने यसबाट म कुनै कसैसँग त्यो अनावश्यक ढङ्गको विवादमा पर्न चाहन्न के भन्न चाहन्छु भने राष्ट्रिय राजनीतिलाई एउटा परिपक्व जिम्मेवार सभ्य राजनीतिमा लानुपर्छ असभ्य राजनीतिमा होइन.
Oli, however, clarified that he had not made comments directed at Minister for Education, Science and Technology, Sumana Shrestha. Also at the digital conclave, speaking with Kantipur Television's Deputy News Editor Rupesh Shrestha, CPNUML Chair Oli clarified that he was aware of the dignity of the Parliament and that he had not crossed the limit of parliamentary norms. At the event, he also claimed that he had not shared any wrong comments against Home Minister Ravi Lamichhane, Education Minister Sumana Shrestha and Kathmandu Mayor Balendra Shah.
राष्ट्रिय महत्त्वका विषयहरू राष्ट्रका सरकारका विषय जनताका सरकारका विषय विकासका विषयमा संसदमा कहाँ छलफल भइरहेछ. संसदमा त कसले कसलाई होस्याउने, कसले कसलाई डाम्ने, कसले कसलाई अपमान गर्ने, सकेदेखि कसले कसका घाँटीमा दाम्लो बाँधेर घिस्याउने.
Now, any seller or distributor of foods that are below par and detrimental to the health of the consumers can face fines and jail term as per the Food Act that came into effect from April. There are also days dedicated to food quality. However, the scenario has not changed as consumers are compelled to purchase food that are adulterated. For instance, the District Monitoring Committee of Kabri says they have collected 227,000 rupees in fines from hotels along the Araniko and BP highways for using unedible expired food items. Likewise, foods worth another 200,000 rupees have been destroyed during field monitorings. The Department of Food and Quality Control, Dhulikhel, has also conducted 55 rounds of monitoring in Sindhu Palchok and Dolakha, which was followed by cases against 6 industries. However, despite the departments and units claiming of having carried out regular checks, general public travelling through the highways say the use of low quality and expired goods have not changed. Meanwhile, hotel businesses say the food that they serve is good enough, adding that even they themselves consume the same items. And in this context, in our Public Voice segment, we've asked in several provinces how clean is the food that they consume. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
हेर्दाखेरि चिट्टीको परे जस्तो देखिन्छ तर सबै कुरामा विषादी नभएको चिजहरु अहिले प्रयोगै गर्न हामी त एकदम भइसक्यो खानेकुरा सबै एकदम ड्यामेजमा आउँछ
मासु पसलमा पुरै छ हरेक कुरा अब देखिदैन नाप्ने यन्त्र छैन
बजारका खानेकुराहरु खुल्ला छन् तरकारी खुल्ला छ यसले गर्दा हामीले खानेकुराहरुमा शुद्धता छैन
तरकारी पसलतिर जाने हो भने पनि एकदम विषादीहरु धेरै मिसिएको हुन्छ मासु पसल जाने हो भने त्यतिकै फोहोर हुन्छ
कीटनाशक औषधिहरु अलि बढी प्रयोग भएर आइरहेको र हामी त्यो खान बाध्य छौं
त्यो सामग्रीहरु हाइजिनिक छ कि छैन भन्ने कुरा कुनै टेस्टिफाई गरिएको छैन र हामीले एउटा विश्वासको भरमा मात्रै खाएको
बजारमा जे उपलब्ध छ त्यो हामी खान बाध्य छौं
के सिजनमा आम आउँछ त्यो जम्मै विषादी मिसाएर मिसाया हुन्छ त्यस
100 मा 100% पाएको छैन खाद्यान्नमा मिलावट छँदै छ
राम्रै किनेर ल्याउँछौं र हामी सागसब्जी डेली नै युज गर्छौं तर त्यसमा कतिको के कसो छ त्यो हामीले थाहा भएको छैन अहिले सम्म
खानेकुराहरुमा चाहिँ त्यसको चाहिँ पहिलो तलको म्यानुफ्याक्चरिङ डेट अनि त्यसको एक्सपायर हुने डेटहरु विशेष ख्याल गर्ने गरिएको छ
तरकारी फलफुलहरु सबै कुरामा विषादी युक्त भएकोले गर्दा हामीलाई एकदम हानिकारक छ
जस्तो खाए पनि स्वाद छैन त्यसमा चामल खाए त्यस्तै दाल खाए त्यस्तै सब्जीहरु खाए त्यस्तै
मैले प्रयोगमा ल्याउने सामानहरु प्राय म आफै उत्पादन गर्छु त्यसले गर्दा स्वस्थ नै खाने गर्छु
Senior journalist and women's rights campaigner Bandana Rana has once again been elected as the member for the United Nations Committee on Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, CEDAW. In the election held in New York yesterday, Rana won by garnering 146 votes. She will serve as the 23-membered committee member from 2025 to 2028. The committee addresses issues faced by women globally and monitors the implementation of commitments made to the UN regarding eliminating discrimination against women. Time now for international update. In the past 24 hours, 77 Palestinians have been killed in attacks by Israeli forces in various areas of Gaza. According to local media, after the Israeli army intensified its attack on Rafah, thousands of refugees started fleeing from that area. Meanwhile, the UN says about 110 schools and universities have been destroyed by the attack so far. Since October 7, it has been said that preparations have begun to put Israeli army on the UN blacklist regarding the death of 15,500 children in the attack of the Israeli army in Gaza. Amnesty International has welcomed the decision of the UN to blacklist the Israeli army. On the other hand, Egyptian and Qatari mediators have reportedly said they expect Hamas will submit its response to the latest ceasefire proposal as pressure continues to mount to get a deal done. It is said that US Secretary of State will soon visit Egypt and Qatar to initiate a new ceasefire plan. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that he did not see the conditions for the use of nuclear weapons as set out in Russia's nuclear doctrine, but he added that he could not rule out a change to the doctrine. Putin was answering a question raised by Sergei Karaganov, an influential Russian analyst in the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, who asked if Putin should hold a nuclear pistol to the temple of the West over Ukraine. Karaganov last year proposed a limited nuclear strike on a NATO member in Europe to force the West to back off in the conflict over Ukraine and thus avert World War III. Putin also said there was no need to use nuclear weapons to deliver victory for Moscow in Ukraine, the strongest signal yet from the Kremlin chief that there will not be a nuclear strike. Meanwhile, he said he was ready to engage in peace talks with Ukraine, but only if Moscow could get agreements that were in Russia's interests. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.